Hi guys, this is the new Denza N7. It's a mid-sized SUV with the latest Yunnian air suspension system from BYD. And today I'm going to have a look at the inside, the outside, and how it drives on the road. My name is Yan, and you're watching Rev China. This is a sporty mid-sized SUV. If you have a look at the front of the car, it has a small pointy nose here. Has the Denza badge in the middle. We have introduced you to the Denza D9 previously, but this has a completely new designed LED matrix headlight here. But it also has kept some of the family language in here. For example, you have the V-shaped daily running light here, but instead of a scaly front face, you kind of have a scaly daily running light here. But to me, it's a bit of over the top, to be honest, because the whole car has kind of a simplistic design language, except this bit here. Now, these air intake, obviously it's fake because the whole car is pure electric. You have a few creases here as well, adding to the sporty look of this car. This is a white exterior, but the N7 also has red, blue, dark blue, gray, black, and also a goldish color. Moving to the side of the car, you have a 20-inch alloy wheel. You can opt for 21 or 22-inch, but to me, this is big enough for this car. Now, this car is 4.9 meters long, has a wheelbase of 2.9 meters. All cars has these NFC capabilities as standard. Now, you can use your phone as a key, so you just need to tap here and unlocks the whole car. You have a crease in the middle of the body and it goes all the way to the back over there. You have this goldish skirt as well. This is the entry-level car, so it has 24 sensors and radars on this car. If you opt for the autopilot package, it adds a few more sensors and cameras, and also gives you 2 laser radars, and it aids the autopilot capability of this car. Now, over here is your fast charger. On the other side of the car, you also have another fast charger and a slow charger. Now, a great functionality of this car is you can use 2 chargers at the same time. So if you put 1 fast charger in, it charges up to 150 kilowatts. It takes about 30 minutes for this car to have a range of 300 kilometers. If you put 2 fast chargers in, it can charge up to 230 kilowatts per hour. And it also has a slow charger, or you can charge the car at home. Now, moving to the back, you have a one line of a brake light here, and then you have the Denza badge here, and obviously, again, these air intakes are fake as well. If we open the boot here, like this. Now, as you can see, the car automatically lowers itself. You have a really low entry to the boot. Now, look at it here. I think this is probably lower than some of the family saloons as well. The boot itself is really, really big. As you can see, it goes deep down there. You have a net here. You have a hook right here for your shoppings. And what's really good about it is you have these 220-watt charger here, so you can plug in a fridge literally here. Down here you have a 4th floor, and you can open it. You have a little bit storage area here. You can probably put your charging cables in. Inside this car, it has the family design language here, and it looks quite similar to the D9, to be honest. So I'm going to introduce you to some of the unique features of this car. In front of me, there is a 10-inch driver display, and you have a same-sized display on the passenger side as well. But as it's a really long and narrow screen, it's almost a 21:9 aspect ratio. If you're watching anything on here, it looks kind of like your phone, to be honest, rather than a car screen. But in the middle here, you have a 17-inch kind of infotainment system. It has all the functionality of, your modern electric cars. I have the map here, you can drag and drop, and it is really smooth. And one great function here is you can have a split screen. Now I have it on here. On the left-hand side, I can have a map or my navigation here. On the right-hand side, you know, if the passenger is not happy with the size of that screen, you can watch whatever you want on this side. Another great feature is you have two phone chargers right here. They support up to 50 watts of charging speed, and it also has air cooling underneath, so it cools down your phone and it can charge to its maximum speed. All of these windows, front and back, has double glazing, so it really adds the NVH of this car. Is really quiet and smooth. You also have massage heated and cooled seats front and back. The front seats of this car, because this is a sporty SUV, it's really supportive. You have these edges on the side, but it's kind of on the hard side. Having said that, it's really supportive. And on both sides of the driver and the passenger, you have your own air conditioning control. You have a small screen here. It shows the fan speed and also the temperature. Hidden on these wooden panels, you can control the temperature just using one finger. But to be honest, the sun is glaring. It may be a little bit difficult to find. Another feature here is this is the opening of the door. You just need to press this and it unlocks. There are two cameras actually inside this car. There's one here. This is a similar feature as the Tank 500. This is a driver monitor. So if you're tired and you're not focusing, the car can actually warn you and sends vibrations. There is also another camera over here, and this thing actually monitors the whole car. It can record whatever is happening inside this car. And obviously, if you are worried about your privacy, there is a physical blind over here. You can shut it down. The central infotainment system is quite similar to the ones on the BYD, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on this car, but it doesn't have the rotating functionality. So one of the great feature here is there is a charge station button. So if you press it, and this car shows you every single charge station around you, and then also how many fast chargers and slow chargers are in each station, and how many empty ones that you can actually charge your own car. If we go back to the home screen and go to the settings of this car, you can also lock the charge ports inside of this car, because this car actually has output functionality as well. What it means, you can put a cable in here, which is included in this car, and it can charge up to 6 kilowatts. It means that you can probably put 3 kettles on at the same time. And also it can charge other cars with blade battery. So for example, another BYD car up to 60 kilowatts. Now this car has a 91 kilowatt battery. So it means basically you can use this car as a portable charging station for emergency situations. And all cars as standard has these deviate sound system in them. Sitting in this car, you just feel like this is a premium car. If you look at the central controls here, this is all aluminium. This is actually one piece and it feels really nice. Even this cup holder here, this is aluminium and it goes all the way down here. It's really deep. Is a decent storage under your armrest as well. I'm sitting at the back of this car. The car has a wheelbase of 2.9 meters, so it has plenty of space. And we have looked at the boot. The boot itself is quite deep, but you still have loads of knee room. The driver's seat is my assistant's position, and he's kind of 1.8 meters tall. I still have more than 2 fists of space for my knee. You can really stretch out. And also these back seats here, a little bit more softer than the front ones, and also you do have some support on the side as well. And you have a armrest over here. This is again is aluminium, and you have 2 cup holders over here. What's really nice about it is you have seat ventilation and heating controls at the back for yourself, for the back passengers. You also have a USB-C and a USB-A charger down there. Now, other than that, there is a whole flap of panoramic sunroof, as you can see. You know, you can call your assistant to open and close the shade. I'm now on the road with this car, and the first thing you really feel is the suspension is really heavy and you kind of stuck to the ground, which is really good because this is a sporty SUV. Now this car has a few versions, but only two power versions. One is you have a single electric motor at the front and it has 160 kilowatts of power, and this one has two electric motors, one at the front, same one, 160 kilowatts, and 230 kilowatts engine at the back. Together you have 360 kilowatts of power, and for a car of this size, 4.9 meters long and probably weighs about 2.2 tons, that's really quite a lot. Car itself, now I have to say the viewing angle outside is really good, but because this central infotainment system is so big, it's 17 inches, there is a little bit of it. If you're sitting down low, it kind of blocks your view of your right hand side, but other than that, it's really good. The viewing angle to the back is kind of limited as well because of the sloping roof. There is only a really small rear window you can look out to. Now in the normal mode, the acceleration is really smooth, at the same time fast without your noticing. I was doing 70 just a few minutes back. You don't really realize that you're going so fast because the limit on this road is 60. Because this car is really smooth, and we have to talk about the air suspension on this car. It's not just any air suspension, it's the Yunnian air suspension system developed by BYD themselves. And for some of you BYD fans, you may have seen, you know, the U9 driving on 3 wheels on the stage when they released it early this year, and also the U8 you can do a 360 turn because there are 4 electric engines driving 4 different wheels. Now this car has the same air suspension system, and they have also a electric control, or a CCT kind of system, what they call a comfort control technology. What it means is basically they utilizing the air suspension of this car not just to limit, kind of goes up and down so you don't really feel the bumps on the road. It also controls the body of this car. For example, if you're turning right, it kind of lowers the right hand suspension and rising the left hand suspension, so you don't really feel that much of a body roll as a normal SUV. This SUV sits quite low anyways, so when you're turning, you don't really feel that you're driving an SUV, but really a sporty car kind of sitting low on the road. The other thing is, it also kind of, a lot of the electric cars that you drive now, it has a kind of a jerky start, and when you come to a dead stop, it also has a jerky stop as well. And this thing, with the CCT, you don't really feel any of it. This is just so smooth. If you are sitting in a lot of traffic and going start stop, you're probably not going to be as car sick, for some of you, as the other electric cars. I'm now in the sport mode, and let's see how much power this car has. The claimed 0 to 100 is 3.9 seconds. Ready? 1, 2, 3. What? That was really fast. In the sport mode, you can feel that the acceleration pedal gets quite a bit more sensitive, so once you touch it a little bit, it just goes. It might not be for everyday use because whoever is sitting next to you or at the back might feel a bit car sick after a while. And the suspension itself goes a little bit harder as well, so you feel a bit more off the road. Now let me switch back to normal mode. Now there is a huge head-up display in front of me. Official claimed is 50 inches. I don't know how big it is, but you know, it's quite big compared to other head-up displays in other cars that I've driven. There you have the next turn on there, the name of the road, the speed that you're going, the speed limit, and also it has a big arrow in the middle. And it actually, when you need to turn, the arrow itself turns to the direction you need to go as well, which is pretty useful. And also, you know, the car itself, now I haven't talked about the price of this car. It's a premium car, to be honest, to me. It has 4-wheel drive, 2 electric motors, 360 kilowatts of power, and also it has the air suspension as standard, and you have autopilot as standard as well. A 91 kilowatt battery pack, the Blade battery from BYD. This car starts from 320,000 RMB, which is just about 40,000 US dollars. For the same price, you're probably competing in the Chinese market with the Zeekr 001, and they are quite similar. Both claim to be a shooting brake, now a sporty SUV, and both goes really fast, as sub 4 second 0 to 100 speed. Both have really large battery pack. The 001, you can opt for a 140 battery pack as well. But if we compare them to other car brands, you're probably talking about the Audi Q5 or even the Porsche Macan. And we need to talk about the Porsche Macan, probably the turbo version as well. But now this car is really good value for money, because for the same performance, for the same, you know, specifications, probably has a lot more functionalities on this car, because, you know, the Macan probably doesn't have air suspension as standard. You're talking about half price and you get the same quality of a car. So that's why I was saying this is really good value for money. Now, having test drive this car for a while now, I do think this is a all-rounder. It's great looking. It has a really large battery pack. Now you can go up to 700 kilometers with one charge, with super fast charge, a 0 to 100 of 3.9 seconds. And it only starts from 320,000 RMB. So if I were to buy a sporty SUV, this is probably my choice. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to subscribe and click the like button.